Hi guys, it's Rab from Trekitt here, and today we're at Rab HQ, and I'm joined by Jade. So Jade, perhaps you can just tell us what you do here at Rab and what your role encompasses.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Jade and I'm the Corporate Communications Coordinator at Rab. So for people who work in comms, they'll know that it kind of encompasses a little bit of everything. But for me primarily, my role kind of covers B2B communications, so sustainability information, and I also look after our cause-related partnerships. So that's not-for-profit work and charities, things like that.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, you're right, CSR is a really broad term, isn't it? It means
Yes.
different things to different companies and different people. So what does CSR mean to you at Rab, and what sort of activities do you get up to?
Yeah, so I guess for people who don't know CSR, it means corporate social responsibility. So at Rab, our CSR activities is kind of interwoven throughout the whole business strategy. So we make sure that we are considering CSR when it comes to business decisions, the 5-year strategy. And when we communicate CSR externally, we classify it within 4 key pillars. So if anybody's ever read our annual sustainability report, we talk about product, we talk about planet, partner, and people. So within that, all of our product activity is around trying to minimise our impact within our design. So trying to make products more circular, obviously trying to strive for care and repair options like the service centre, which you'll have seen this morning.
Yep.
Within planet, again, it's around reducing our impact. We're always trying to reduce our impact in all of our operations. We have targets set with the SBTI, so we're working towards net zero by 2050. So we've got verified targets for both short term and long term. And within that, it's also around trying to reduce our plastics, use on plastics, so packaging, for example. And then I suppose moving on to the partner side, we move more into social governance. So that's trying to make it fairer for everybody who kind of works through our supply chain. So it's not just our headquarters workshop that hand fills the sleeping bags, but we also have manufacturing locations in Asia as well. So it's trying to make sure that everybody is fairly treated, have ideal working conditions, and trying to really increase that human rights due diligence throughout the supply chain. And then last but not least, it's the people stuff. So I get primarily involved with the people work. So that's trying to work with partner organisations such as the Outward Bound Trust in the UK. So that's a charity that focuses on increasing access to the outdoors for children in the local community. And we also work with a few conservation organisations as well, like the European Outdoor Conservation Association in Europe, and also the Conservation Alliance in North America. So we do have lots of partners. That's not the whole list, but that's just a few main ones to talk about now.
Okay, excellent, brilliant. Yeah, I'm having a look around this morning. It's amazing how little gets thrown away and wasted. There's, you know, if there's an opportunity to recycle something, it gets recycled, doesn't it? Which is really, really great to see. Yeah. So you say you mainly operated in the kind of the people side of that. Does that sort of filter through to the products as well, and the design of the products? Is there sort of are you involved in conversations around sort of inclusivity and that sort of thing?
Yeah, 100%. So we also work with, again, it's all organisations that are working to improve access to the outdoors. So part of our roadmap for future years is trying to increase our involvement with DEI activity. So a lot of that is working with the Outward Bound Trust, for example, but we also work with the local school close to our head office in Alfreton. And some of the children there have never even been into the Peak District National Park on their doorstep, never mind, you know, all of the beautiful national parks that we have around the country. And I know with the UK marketing team as well, they work with some groups such as Everybody Outdoors. And Wanderers of Colour. So yeah, there's a lot of good activity. One of the things that we're trying to do, and is an ongoing piece of work for us in the last year, is trying to combine all of the not-for-profit and people activities that we do across the globe, not just in the UK, and trying to fit them all under one umbrella so that we've got a bit more of a understanding of what support and where, which we should be talking about externally this year, called the Rab Stewardship Fund. So that's one nice umbrella that kind of pulls all of our charitable partnership activities under one sort of umbrella.
So Jay, we'll talk about material facts now. So for the viewers, if they look beyond our matching shoes, they can see that we've got a little prop here. Could you, obviously difficult to see on camera, but could you talk us through what this is all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So material facts is something that we launched in 2023. So essentially it's a point of sale ingredients label for product sustainability information. So the reason why we launched material facts in the first place is because consumers find it extremely frustrating but also confusing to really know what's in the products that they're wearing.
Okay.
So the point of the material facts table is to literally show them by component what is in the gear that they're wearing. So for example, you can see the percentage of recycled content that's in the product, if any PFAS is still present and where, the percentage of renewable energy that was used in the final manufacturing stage in the product development, and also where it was manufactured. So this is very much just a starting point for Rab, and what we're working on this year as well is a material facts collective working group. So that's working with other leading brands in the industry to really refine and build on this methodology so that other brands and retailers can adopt it for themselves and use it and continue to improve it so that the industry will have a standardized methodology for product sustainability data moving forward. So we obviously made it unbranded. The tables are meant to replicate a food nutrition label because obviously that's a standard that's already in the food industry, and that's what we're trying to replicate. So yeah, the point was so that consumers can literally see either by scanning a product hand tag or looking on the website exactly what is in their product. So obviously the data criteria that we've got at the minute is a very refined set of data, but that will just keep being built on as the years progress. So yeah, that's the starting point, and hopefully eventually we'll get a full table of all sorts of criteria.
So, obviously quite rightly, every brand and retailer is talking about sustainability, and but for some that's that is a little bit of a kind of literal green tick in the box. What led you to sort of decide to go into the level of detail you have here, and sort of run the initiative you're running with material facts?
Yeah, I think, and this is one of the reasons why we decided to go with material facts, is because there's been a lot of confusion, not just for consumers, but for the industry itself in trying to communicate sustainability credentials. So like you say, a green tick in a box might be fine for some companies, but that's never been enough for us. And the point is we've always aimed to be transparent, honest, humble. We might not get it right first time, but we want to build on it and make sure that obviously in the future we're providing the most information that we can. So in the industry, one of the issues that everybody's facing over the last couple of years is increasing legislation, for example. So people are being accused of greenwashing, and we wanted to make sure that obviously the information that we're providing is completely valid. There's data behind it. There's so many processes. Like there is a lot of work that goes into material facts, so that we can genuinely back up all of the claims that we're making, and not just say this product is sustainable, tick, because that's never enough in our opinion.
No, and I think it's never enough actually in the consumer's opinion nowadays.
No, and it shouldn't be.
They're becoming more knowledgeable about these things. So providing them with this upfront information is a big step in the right direction.
Yeah, 100%.
Fantastic. That sounds really good. Excellent. Yeah. No, I mean, Rab's a great brand, and we've had a great time looking around today, and hearing about this work that you're responsible for is just it's really great. So thanks very much for taking us through it.
Thank you. No problem.
Thanks.